Hey guys, it's Yuta. So today I'm going to share my channel survey results. But first, I want to explain why I did this survey. And it was actually because of Bernie Sanders. Well, I did this Twitter poll asking my American followers who they would support for the presidential election. It was a while ago, so Bernie was still in. And it turns out a disproportionately high percentage of my followers, well, Twitter followers, supported Bernie. And I thought it was interesting, so I made a video asking Japanese people if they knew Bernie Sanders, because I thought my audience would be curious. And in the comment section of the video, I noticed that there were a lot of people who actually hated Bernie Sanders. And some of them said like, oh, your Twitter followers were biased because Twitter is biased. And they suggested perhaps my YouTube followers would be different. They would support different candidates. And I thought, okay, maybe they're right. But unless I do my research, I wouldn't know. So that's why I decided to do this survey. Because, you need some quantitative data to say that, a high percentage of my followers support this and that candidate. And here's the result. Where are you from? From top to the bottom. United States, Germany, United Kingdom, Canada, Brazil, Australia, Philippines, Indonesia. This is not surprising for me. I already knew this. The biggest portion of my audience come from the United States. But interestingly, I have many German subscribers for some reason. I don't know why. The UK, Canada were English-speaking countries. Brazil, that's interesting. I didn't know. Falo português um pouquinho. Português de Brasil. And Australia, Philippines, Indonesia. Philippines, it's understandable because many people speak English. But I kind of like the fact that so many Indonesians speak or understand English. And actually, the population size is huge in Indonesia. Let me just Google. Yeah, they have 267.7 million people. They have even more people than in Japan, so it kind of makes sense. We have lots of Indonesian subscribers. And I'm pretty sure many Malaysians watch my channel, but the population size is much smaller in Malaysia. So that's why we've got so many Indonesians. But I'm pretty impressed that many Indonesians speak English. And after Indonesia, we've got India, France, Italy, Malaysia, Mexico, Russia, Sweden, Netherlands. France, je parle français un petit peu. And Italy, I can only say ciao. And Mexico. Hablo español y he ido a Mexico 2 veces. Alright, next question. How old are you? Again, this is very, very expected. So the biggest demographic is 23 to 30, not surprising. And the second biggest, 19 to 22. And the next one is 16 to 18. And the next one is 31 to 40. Yeah, no surprise here. This is pretty much what I was expecting. Next question. How long have you been a subscriber? So the biggest portion is 1 to 3 years. But it's actually, I'm pretty happy that 10.7% of the people who answered this survey have been subscribed to this channel for more than 3 years. So not only are you guys subscribed for more than 3 years, you still watch this channel. And that's really great. Because, there's a bunch of channels I've been subscribed to technically, but I don't watch their videos anymore. Their videos just don't show up on my YouTube feed. So that's great. Thank you very much. And the next question, what's your religion? This is somewhat interesting. So atheist, 23.7%. Christian, 22.1%. No religion, 17.3%. And agnostic, 13%. So this means more than half of my subscribers are not religious, but they don't have any particular religion. And that's pretty interesting. I thought there would be more Christians, and it's probably because my audience tend to be younger, because the younger you are, the less likely you are religious. So that might be why. And we've got 7.5% Muslims, and 5.9% of the people said, I'm not sure, so they're not really that religious. 2.5% Buddhist. I wonder which country they're from. Maybe Thailand. 1.8% Hindu. They're probably from India. Jewish, 0.8%. And the next question is what I wanted to ask. Which political label describes you the best? I don't care about politics. 26.5%. I don't know, 15.2%. So many of my subscribers are not really interested in politics. Liberal, 11.5%, and moderately liberal, 10.5%. So around 20 point something percent are liberal. Moderately socialist, and that's 6.3%, and socialist 5.8%. Libertarian 6.5%, moderately conservative 3.1%, conservative 2.5%. I was actually expecting more conservative people to be my subscribers, and there are a few reasons because, for example, in the comment section, I see a much higher percentage of conservative-ish comments, especially when I make videos that have something to do with politics. My Bernie video is a good example. A lot of people are against Bernie, and I think most of them are somewhat conservative. And I make a lot of videos that attract conservative people. I make a lot of videos where Japanese people say something that many conservative-ish people will be happy about. And I see a lot of comments, right-leaning comments in my comment section. So I was expecting more conservative people. And I think there are a few possible reasons why. Maybe that they tend to be more vocal about their political opinions. Or maybe they do watch my videos, but they don't really subscribe. So I think it's either one of those reasons. Well, if you have any other theories, please let me know. But the thing about my video is that I don't want to make videos just for like some political ideologies. I don't want videos just for liberal people, just for conservative people. I just want to be, it's not possible to be completely neutral, but I always try to make my videos balanced. I always try to showcase different opinions from different political ideologies. That's my goal. Next question. If you are American or familiar with American politics, who would you support most? I asked this question because political labels aren't perfect. So I need more data points to more accurately see what kind of political opinions my subscribers have. I don't support any politician, 33.4%. That's more than people who said I don't care about politics. So some people do care about politics, but they don't support any particular politicians. Bernie Sanders, 26.6%. So again, even with my YouTube subscribers, a great portion of my subscribers support Bernie Sanders. And I think it's because, it makes sense because my viewers tend to be younger, and also they tend to be more left-leaning than right-leaning. So Bernie is popular with young people, left-leaning young people. So that makes sense. Obama, 14.2%, and Trump, 9%. Andrew Yang, 7.2%, because I think many of my subscribers are Asians, and obviously he's popular with Asian Americans. Elizabeth Warren, 1.7%, Joe Biden, 1.6%, Hillary Clinton, 0.6%. Clinton she has never been super popular, I guess. Okay, next question. Japan needs to be more gender equal. Again, I want to ask about some political issues because, maybe if you are overall liberal or conservative, it doesn't mean you agree with everything that other liberal conservative people say. So yeah, I wanted to ask you about some specific issues. So Japan needs to be more gender equal. Agree, 35.7%. Neutral, 32.9%. Strongly agree, 25.1%. So the majority of the people agree that Japan should be more gender equal, which makes sense. Because of course, compared to many Western countries, Japan isn't exactly gender equal. We have many specific individual cases where things are not quite gender equal. Disagree 4.2% and strongly disagree 2.2%. And this is also interesting because my impression is that many people who watch my videos would disagree, because whenever I make videos about gender equality or some feminist issues, I see a lot of comments saying, oh, Japan, just stay as you are. And yeah, a lot of comments that don't quite support gender equality or that support more strong gender roles. I think I would say my comment section tends to be biased towards more right conservative-ish ideologies compared to my subscribers. Next question. Japan needs to accept more foreigners. This is an interesting question, so let's see. Neutral, 39.7%. Agree, 34.3%. Strongly agree, 16.5%. So compared to the gender equality question, fewer people agree with this statement. Disagree 6.5% and strongly disagree 3%. Again, this is different from my impression from my comment section, because in my comment section you see a lot of comments saying, oh, Japan don't accept so many foreigners, Japan should stay Japan. So that's also interesting. And the next question is, what kind of content would you like to see on this channel? So most people say something like, oh, interview videos or things about Japanese culture, which is expected because that's what I make. So I'm going to pick up some comments that are different, or comments that I find interesting. Personal favorite foods and hobbies. Well, I'm a kind of a foodie. I like eating, but I like eating well, and I like eating tasty food. I also like cooking. So I have many favorite foods. I actually like spicy food, so I love Thai food or Korean food. I also tend to like Southeast Asian food, so Thai food or Vietnamese food. There are other foods like, Malaysian, Indonesian food I like nasi lemak. And of course, I love Japanese food. There's just so many to just talk about in this video, but I'm gonna mention something I find very, very Japanese, which is cooked rice with raw egg. I find this very, very Japanese because I'm not aware of any other countries where it's common to eat rice like this with raw egg, with soy sauce and seaweed. I really like this, by the way. Whenever I'm outside Japan, I always want to eat this when I'm back in Japan. I have an interesting episode about this. So this happened in Bangkok, Thailand. And I went to this supermarket and I was looking for eggs. So this is a shelf and there are eggs, and I noticed that they wrote something in Japanese and it said, you can eat these eggs raw. And it was written in Japanese, so they knew that Japanese people liked it and they marketed these eggs specifically for Japanese people. And I was so amused. So that's how much we like eating cooked rice with raw egg. If you guys like it, please let me know, because I have the impression that this is something, many people outside Japan find gross. People mention safety, but it's actually pretty safe. There's a very, very little chance you have it's actually pretty safe. And I think eggs in Japan, they maybe took extra care. Next question. More pointer on Japanese, but you can also do your own content. I like your car video. So I made a few videos where I just drove around Japan or Tokyo, and it was basically kind of like a vlogish video. I don't really like vlogging, as in like walking around and show what I do in my life. But I do enjoy making these car videos because but I consider them like hobby videos because I know they're not gonna get many views, but I do it anyway because it's fun. And it's fun to drive different types of cars. And it's also fun to go to different places in Tokyo. I actually got my driver's license very, very recently. So, and now I'm happy that I can go to places where it's hard to go without a car. So, and I enjoy driving. Talking about Japanese literature might be interesting. So that's actually something I can talk about because I like reading and I tend to like literary books. Japanese literature, that's something I can talk about. But again, not many people are going to be interested in that. Much more people are interested in anime. And I also actually enjoy talking about anime a lot. So that's why, I don't quite make videos about Japanese literature. But yeah, I am interested in literature in general and I like reading. Anime reviews. See, this is the kind of video that I actually would enjoy making because of this COVID-19 thingy, I watched a lot of anime. Obviously, when I was little, I watched a lot of anime because it's a common thing in Japan. But after, as a grown-up, I don't think I've watched a lot of anime. I hadn't watched a lot of anime until recently. And anime are great, actually. I like anime a lot. And I think part of the reason why I hadn't watched a lot of anime was simply because I didn't know a lot about anime. So if you don't know, you don't really know there are like anime that you would enjoy a lot. So I think that was the reason. But anime reviews, I'm not quite sure because when it comes to anime, many of my subscribers know way more about anime. They have watched way more anime than I have. I like the telephone game you did in the past. Would like to see you bring it back. I actually have more footage of the telephone game, but the reason I stopped uploading this video is that they don't get many views. So, and yeah, the YouTube is kind of tricky because I think if not many subscribers don't click on the video, they my videos stop showing up on their feed. So I have to be careful, making videos that don't get many views. But yeah, the telephone game, I really like doing that and it's really fun. But for some reason, they don't get many views. And I think maybe, the types of videos that my long-term subscribers would enjoy might be different from the types of videos that, people who are not subscribers would enjoy, which makes sense because so this is also because if you already know a lot about Japan, the kind of topics you're interested in can be different from the kind of topics that people who don't know a lot about Japan would be interested in. Most people who watch my videos are not super familiar with Japan, I think, because I'm pretty sure many of you guys have already lived in Japan, or maybe you still live in Japan. So I think you are more interested in deeper content, but that might not be the case with non-subscribers. So it's always a balance because I don't just make videos for non-subscribers. I don't want to just make videos that are not very deep. So I need a good balance of catchy, light-hearted content and more deep kind of content. Social awareness videos, maybe. I remember watching a lot of those from your channel, and that's what got me to subscribe. I remember when I was working abroad in Tokyo and my Japanese coworker was watching one of your videos. I don't remember which one, something about Japanese people being taken advantage of because of the pacifist and non-confrontational culture. And you are providing your thoughts, and it was really interesting to see him agree with everything you were saying and get get very passionate about the subject. I think it was my video about Logan Paul, because many Japanese people watched it, and of course it's Logan Paul. Many Japanese people felt the same way, because nobody likes it when somebody, well, even if he was Japanese, nobody would like that kind of behavior. So an interesting fact about that video is that some people who knew me back in school, contacted me saying, oh, I watched your video and how are you doing, because of that video got shared a lot. But that's not really the type of video I usually make. I like making videos calling out some misbehaving people once in a while, but I definitely don't want to make my channel about just about these types of videos. They get views, but I don't want to build my audience solely based on that kind of video, because it's easy to find faults with people, but yeah, and I do occasionally do it, but yeah, that's not really something I'm super interested in, generally speaking. But Logan Paul, he's a super famous YouTuber, and it got a lot of attention, so I felt like I needed to say something. But otherwise, people make mistakes, and there are always bad people in any country. So I actually made a video about misbehaving Japanese people too. So I guess that's it for today, and I think sometimes it's fun to just casually make videos like this where I didn't think of what I was going to say a lot before. So thank you for watching, and yeah, if you want to learn Japanese with me, I can teach you the kind of Japanese that Japanese people actually speak today, because the kind of Japanese that textbooks teach you tends to be unnatural and old-fashioned. So click the link and subscribe to my email group, Japanese with Yuta. So see you guys soon. Ciao ciao!